Hello everyone, and welcome to Peaceful English. I'm truly happy that you're here today. Whether you're relaxing at home, taking a walk, studying English, or simply looking for a few peaceful moments in your day, thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. Take a slow, deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. For the next few minutes, there is nowhere you need to rush. Just listen, reflect, and be kind to yourself. Today, we're going to talk about something that is always with you, something you hear every single day, something that has the power to lift you up or quietly tear you down. It is the voice inside your own mind. Let me ask you a simple question. If someone spoke to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself, would you want that person in your life? Think about that for a moment. Imagine a friend who constantly says, "You're not good enough. You'll probably fail. Why do you always make mistakes? Everyone else is better than you." Would you feel encouraged, or would you slowly lose confidence? The surprising truth is that many of us hear these kinds of words every day, not from other people, but from ourselves. Without realizing it, we become our own harshest critic. And over time, those quiet conversations begin shaping the way we see ourselves, the way we face challenges, and even the way we live our lives. So today, let's begin healing that voice. Because the relationship you have with yourself may be the most important relationship you will ever have. Everyone has an inner voice. Whether you notice it or not, you are talking to yourself all the time. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep, your mind is constantly creating thoughts. Some are simple. I need to make breakfast. I have work to do today. But many thoughts are deeply personal. I hope I don't make a mistake. I'm not as good as everyone else. I should have done better. Most of these conversations happen so quickly that we hardly notice them. They become part of the background of our lives, like music playing softly in another room. You may not always pay attention to it, but it still affects how you feel. Imagine carrying a radio with you every day. If that radio constantly played encouraging words, you would probably feel more confident. But if it played criticism all day long, eventually you would begin believing it. Our inner voice works the same way. The words we repeat to ourselves become the lens through which we see the world. If your inner voice is full of kindness, challenges feel more manageable. If your inner voice is full of criticism, even small problems can feel overwhelming. That is why learning to heal your self-talk is not just about thinking positively. It is about changing the relationship you have with yourself. Where does negative self-talk come from? Negative self-talk does not usually appear overnight. It grows slowly. Sometimes it begins in childhood. Perhaps someone often criticized you. Maybe you heard things like, "You should do better. Why can't you be more like someone else? You always make mistakes." Even if those words were spoken years ago, they can continue living inside your mind. Sometimes, negative self-talk comes from painful experiences. You failed an important exam. You lost a job. Someone rejected you. Someone made you feel like you weren't enough. Instead of seeing those moments as experiences, you started seeing them as proof of who you are. You stopped saying, "I failed," and started believing, "I am a failure." Those two sentences are completely different. One describes an event, the other describes your identity, and confusing the two can be deeply damaging. Social media also plays a role. Every day, we see people celebrating achievements, perfect vacations, perfect relationships, perfect careers, perfect lives. At least that's what they appear to be. Slowly we begin comparing ourselves. We think, they have everything figured out. I'm falling behind. Maybe I'll never be enough. But comparison creates a story that is often incomplete. We see someone else's highlights. We do not see their fears, their doubts, their failures, or the difficult days they choose not to share. Yet our minds compare our real lives to their carefully selected moments. And the result is often unnecessary self-criticism. The hidden cost of harsh self-talk. Many people believe that being hard on themselves helps them improve. They think self-criticism creates discipline. They believe that if they stop criticizing themselves, they will become lazy. But in many cases, the opposite happens. Imagine trying to grow a small plant. Would you help it grow by shouting at it every day? Would you call it weak because it hasn't become a tree yet? Of course not. You would give it sunlight, water, patience, time. Human beings are not so different. Growth happens best in an environment of encouragement, not constant punishment. Harsh self-talk slowly affects every part of life. You become afraid to try new things because your mind already expects failure. You avoid opportunities because you assume you are not capable. You overthink simple situations because you fear making mistakes. Even compliments become difficult to accept. Someone says, "You did a great job," but your mind immediately replies, "They're just being polite." Over time, your confidence becomes smaller, not because you lack ability, but because your own thoughts keep convincing you that you do. The saddest part is that many people become so used to this inner criticism that they believe it is normal. They stop questioning it. They simply accept it as the truth. Your thoughts are not always the truth. One of the most freeing lessons you can learn is this: just because you think something doesn't mean it is true. Our minds tell stories all the time. Sometimes those stories are accurate. Sometimes they are not. Imagine looking at the sky on a cloudy day. The sun seems to disappear. But has it actually disappeared? No, it is still there. The clouds only make it harder to see. Negative thoughts can work in the same way. They create temporary clouds over reality. When you think, "I'm not good enough," ask yourself, is this a fact? Or is it simply a thought? When you think, "I always fail," pause for a moment. Is that really true? Always? Or have there also been times when you succeeded? Our minds often use words like always, never, everyone, and no one. But life is rarely that absolute. Learning to question your thoughts does not mean ignoring your feelings. Your feelings are real. Your struggles are real. But the story your mind creates about those struggles is not always accurate. And that is good news. Because if your thoughts are not permanent truths, they can change. They can become gentler, kinder, more honest, more hopeful. Healing your self-talk begins the moment you realize that you do not have to believe every critical thought that enters your mind. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for yourself is simply to stop treating every negative thought as if it were the final truth. In the first part, we discovered something important. The voice inside your mind has incredible power. It can become your greatest source of encouragement, or it can become your harshest critic. But here is the good news. That voice is not fixed. Just because you have spoken to yourself in a certain way for many years does not mean you have to continue doing so. Like any habit, self-talk can change. It may not happen overnight, it may not happen in a week. But every kind word you say to yourself is a step toward healing. Let's explore how we can begin that journey. Notice your inner dialogue. The first step to healing your self-talk is surprisingly simple. Notice it. Many people spend years criticizing themselves without realizing it. The words have become so familiar that they no longer question them. Imagine wearing a watch every day. After a while, you stop feeling it on your wrist. Not because it disappeared, but because you became used to it. Negative self-talk works in much the same way. It becomes part of your daily life. So familiar that it feels normal. The next time something goes wrong, pause for a moment. Listen carefully to what your mind says. Maybe you forgot something important. Maybe you made a mistake at work. Maybe you said something awkward during a conversation. What is your first reaction? Do you say, "I'm so stupid. I always ruin everything. Why can't I ever get things right?" Or do you simply acknowledge the mistake and move forward? Awareness changes everything, because you cannot change a habit you never notice. The goal is not to judge yourself for having negative thoughts. The goal is simply to become aware of them. Every moment of awareness is the beginning of change. Replace judgment with curiosity. Once you notice your inner dialogue, the next step is learning to respond differently. Many people react to mistakes with immediate judgment. I failed. I'm not good enough. I'll never improve. But what if, instead of judging yourself, you became curious? Imagine a young child learning to ride a bicycle. The child falls. Would you stand over them and say, "You're terrible at this. You should give up"? Of course not. You would probably ask, "What happened? What can we do differently next time?" That is curiosity. Curiosity creates learning. Judgment often creates shame. The next time you make a mistake, try asking yourself different questions. Instead of, "Why am I like this?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of, "Why do I always fail?" ask, "What is one small thing I can improve?" Notice how those questions feel. One closes the door, the other opens it. Your mind grows stronger when you ask questions that lead to understanding instead of self-punishment. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Think about someone you deeply care about. Perhaps a close friend, a family member, or someone who has always supported you. Now imagine they are going through a difficult time. Would you tell them, "You're a failure. You'll never be good enough. You always disappoint everyone"? Probably not. You would encourage them. you would remind them of their strengths. You would tell them that one difficult day does not define their entire life. So why not offer that same kindness to yourself? Many of us have learned how to care for other people, but we have never learned how to care for ourselves. Being kind to yourself is not weakness. It is not making excuses. It is recognizing that growth happens more easily when we feel supported instead of attacked. The next time you face a challenge, imagine speaking to yourself as if you were comforting someone you love. You may be surprised by how different those words sound and how different they make you feel. Stop expecting perfection. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with self-talk is perfectionism. Some people believe that if they cannot do something perfectly, they should not do it at all. They believe every mistake is proof that they are not good enough. But perfection is an impossible standard. No human being gets everything right. Even the people you admire have made mistakes. They have failed. They have doubted themselves. They have experienced disappointment. The difference is that they kept going. Imagine learning to play the piano. Would you expect yourself to perform beautifully on the first day? Of course not. You expect mistakes, because that is how learning works. Yet many people expect perfection from themselves in every other part of life. They expect perfect decisions, perfect relationships, perfect careers, perfect confidence. And when reality does not match those expectations, they become cruel to themselves. What if you gave yourself permission to be a beginner? Permission to grow slowly. Permission to make mistakes without believing those mistakes define you. Progress becomes much more enjoyable when perfection is no longer the goal, because the goal is not to become perfect. The goal is to become better than you were yesterday. Celebrate small progress. There is one final habit that can completely change the way you speak to yourself. Learn to notice your progress. Most people only pay attention to what they have not achieved. They focus on the distance still left to travel. Very few people stop and appreciate how far they have already come. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you spend the entire journey looking only at the top, you may feel discouraged. The summit still seems so far away. But if you occasionally turn around and look behind you, you will see the path you have already climbed. You will realize that you are no longer where you started. Life is the same. Maybe you are more patient than you were a year ago. Maybe you recover from setbacks more quickly. Maybe you have become more confident speaking English. Maybe you are learning to be kinder to yourself. These changes matter, even if they seem small. Small progress is still progress. Every healthy thought replaces an unhealthy one. Every act of self-compassion weakens the voice of self-criticism. Every day you choose kindness over judgment, you are becoming someone new. Healing does not happen because of one perfect moment. It happens because of hundreds of small moments. Moments when you choose to believe in yourself a little more. Moments when you forgive yourself instead of condemning yourself. Moments when you remember that you are a human being who is still learning, still growing, and still deserving of kindness. And those small moments, repeated day after day, slowly become a new way of speaking to yourself, a voice that no longer tears you down, but gently helps you move forward. So far, we have explored the voice inside our minds. We have learned how negative self-talk begins, and we have discovered simple ways to replace criticism with kindness. But healing your self-talk is about more than changing a few words. It is about building a healthier relationship with yourself. Think about any meaningful relationship in your life, whether it is with a friend, a parent, or someone you deeply love. A strong relationship is not built in a single day. It is built through trust, patience, understanding, and consistency. The relationship you have with yourself works the same way. Every thought you repeat, every word you choose, every moment of compassion becomes another brick in the foundation of that relationship. Let's talk about how we can make that foundation stronger. Forgive yourself for the past. Many people continue hurting themselves because they refuse to forgive themselves. They replay old mistakes again and again. They think about opportunities they missed, words they wish they had never said, decisions they wish they could change. Sometimes they carry guilt for years. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day. At first, you believe you can manage it. But as the years pass, the weight becomes exhausting. That backpack is filled with old regrets, old failures, old disappointments. The difficult part is this: no matter how long you carry it, the past never changes. You cannot rewrite yesterday, but you can decide how yesterday shapes your tomorrow. Forgiving yourself does not mean pretending that mistakes never happened. It means accepting that you are human. It means saying, I cannot change what happened, but I can learn from it. Every mistake can become a lesson. Every painful experience can become wisdom, only if you allow yourself to move forward. Choose your environment carefully. Have you ever noticed how your mood changes depending on the people around you? Some people leave you feeling hopeful. Others leave you feeling exhausted. The same is true for the things you watch, read, and listen to every day. Your environment quietly shapes your inner voice. Imagine planting a flower. Even the healthiest seed will struggle if it grows in poor soil. But when the soil is healthy, the flower has a much better chance to bloom. Your mind is no different. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, endless criticism, constant comparison, your inner voice will slowly begin to sound the same. But when you spend time with encouraging people, read inspiring books, listen to peaceful conversations, and fill your mind with hopeful ideas, your self-talk begins to change naturally. You become more patient, more compassionate, more optimistic. Protect your mind the way you would protect a beautiful garden. Not everything deserves to grow there. Give yourself permission to grow slowly. One of the biggest causes of self-criticism is unrealistic expectations. Many people want immediate change. They want instant confidence, instant healing, instant success. But real growth is usually quiet. It happens slowly. Imagine planting a tree. You water it today. Tomorrow it looks almost the same. Next week, not much has changed. But beneath the surface, something important is happening. The roots are growing. The tree is becoming stronger. Even before you can see it, people grow in the same way. Some of your greatest progress is invisible at first. You become a little calmer, a little wiser, a little more patient, a little kinder to yourself. These changes may not seem dramatic, but they are real. Healing is not a race. There is no finish line you must reach before everyone else. Your journey belongs to you. Allow yourself to grow at your own pace. Create daily moments of self-compassion. Many people believe self-compassion only matters during difficult times, but it can become part of your everyday life. Imagine beginning each morning with one gentle reminder. Today, I will do my best, or ending each evening by saying, I made some mistakes today, but I also learned something. These simple moments may only last a few seconds, yet they slowly reshape the way you see yourself. Self-compassion is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about meeting yourself with honesty and kindness at the same time. Some days will be productive. Some days will not. Some days you will feel confident. Other days you will struggle, and that is part of being human. You deserve kindness on both kinds of days. Not only when you succeed, but also when you fall. Because difficult moments are often when kindness matters most. Remember that your worth is not measured by perfection. Many people spend their entire lives trying to prove that they are worthy. They believe they must achieve more, earn more, accomplish more, become more. Only then will they finally feel enough. But imagine a newborn baby. That baby has achieved nothing, earned nothing, proved nothing. Yet everyone sees that baby's life as valuable. Why? Because human worth has never been about achievement. Somewhere along the way, many of us forgot that. We began believing that our value depends on our performance. But your mistakes do not reduce your worth. Your failures do not erase your value. Your difficult seasons do not make you less deserving of love or respect. You are valuable because you are human, not because you are perfect. And when you truly believe that, your inner voice becomes much gentler. Become the voice that helps you move forward. Throughout your life, you will hear many different voices. Some people will encourage you, some will doubt you, some will criticize you, some will believe in you. But there is one voice you will hear more than any other, your own. That voice will be with you during your greatest successes. It will also be with you during your hardest moments. So ask yourself, what kind of voice do you want to live with? A voice that constantly reminds you of your failures, or a voice that reminds you to keep going? Healing your self-talk does not mean you will never have negative thoughts again. Everyone does. The difference is that you no longer let those thoughts become your identity. You notice them, you question them, and then you choose a kinder response. Little by little, your inner voice changes. It becomes calmer, more understanding, more encouraging. Instead of saying, I can't do this, it begins saying, this is difficult, but I can learn. Instead of saying, I'm not enough, it quietly reminds you, I'm still growing. And perhaps that is what healing truly looks like. Not becoming a different person, but finally becoming a friend to yourself. Because when the world feels noisy, when life becomes uncertain, when challenges appear, the voice inside your own mind should be the one place where you can always find understanding, hope, and peace. And that is a gift you can carry with you for the rest of your life. As we come to the end of this episode, I want to leave you with one final thought. You will have many conversations throughout your life. Some will last a few minutes. Some will change your future. Some will be forgotten. But there is one conversation that never truly ends. The conversation you have with yourself. It begins when you wake up in the morning. It stays with you through every challenge, every success, every mistake, and it is still there when you close your eyes at the end of the day. That is why your inner voice matters so much, because the words you repeat to yourself slowly become the life you believe you deserve. If your inner voice is filled with patience, you become more patient with yourself. If it is filled with hope, you begin to see possibilities. If it is filled with kindness, healing becomes possible. But if it is filled only with criticism, fear, and shame, even your greatest achievements may never feel enough. So from today, I want to invite you to try something different. The next time you make a mistake, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what would I say to someone I truly love? Then, say those words to yourself. Not because you are perfect, but because you are human, and every human being deserves compassion. Remember, healing your self-talk is not about pretending that everything is okay. It is not about ignoring your weaknesses. It is about choosing honesty without cruelty. It is about learning from your mistakes without defining yourself by them. It is about becoming someone who supports yourself instead of constantly standing in your own way. Some days, this will feel easy. Other days, you may find yourself slipping back into old habits. And that's okay. Healing is not a straight line. There will be setbacks. There will be difficult days. But every time you choose one kinder thought, one gentler sentence, one moment of self-compassion, you are making progress. Little by little, your inner voice begins to change. And when your inner voice changes, the way you see yourself changes. The way you face challenges changes. The way you experience life changes. Never underestimate the power of speaking kindly to yourself. Because sometimes, the words you need to hear the most are the words only you can say. Thank you for spending this peaceful moment with me. I truly appreciate your time, your presence, and your willingness to grow, not only in English, but also in the way you treat yourself. If this episode brought you a little more peace, a little more hope, or a little more kindness, then I'm grateful we shared this moment together. Until next time. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Keep learning. Keep growing. And remember, the most important voice you will ever listen to is your own, so make it a voice that helps you heal. This is Peaceful English. Take care, stay peaceful, and I'll see you in the next episode.